Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been having a good past month, to be honest. It's been a long time since I've sat down and filmed. For you guys, the last video probably wasn't that long ago. It was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I filmed that like a month in advance, so it's been a while, but I'm back, bitches, and hopefully I will be on my channel a lot more frequently now. Thank you very much to those of you who stick by me and enjoy the stuff that I make. Just over a year ago, I made a video called My Diet and Fitness Goals, where I basically spoke about where I was at and the changes I wanted to make, and I really enjoyed making that, but for some reason I hadn't made one since, which is crazy because I've had so many changes mainly in my diet. So I thought it would be a good chance to update you guys on it all because I want to start talking about diet and fitness a little bit more in my vlogs. I thought it would be cool if I told you guys where I'm at now and where I want to be, because then those of you who watch my vlogs can keep an eye on me and see if I stay on track. I feel like it's a good motive to sort of tell people what you want to do. I feel like you're more likely to actually succeed in those goals. I watched the video that I made last year and I took a bunch of notes. If you're interested in seeing where I was at about 14 months ago, that I'm going to have that video linked in the description so you can watch it. Before we begin talking about diet and exercise, my overall health has been really weird this year. I've been more sick than I have ever been in my life, and everyone who's friends with me knows that. It's kind of like an ongoing joke with most people because I'm just sick that much of the time. It's super strange, and about half the time I do go to the doctor and they usually just say it's a virus or I'm just run down. But obviously that isn't a good sign, so I think there is quite a few changes I need to make in my lifestyle so that I can build my immune system again. I feel like sickness just gets in the way and holds me back so much, so I can't wait to just get my immune system a bit more up to scratch so that I can start doing a lot more with my life. I've actually started doing something a bit different these last few weeks, which has made a difference. So I really want to go and grab the stuff I've been using. By the way, this is not sponsored in any way. It's just been working for me personally, and might be expensive, I'm not sure, but my parents use it and it was working for them, so then they told me to use it, and so far it's been working for me. Well, I've actually been talking for 20 minutes after that clip and my audio stopped recording. I will talk about all this health supplement stuff very quickly because a lot of people find it boring, and I'll just have a link to the website in the description. Usually what I do every morning is I have a few drops of this in my water. It's by the brand Canon and it's like a formulated supplementary sports food. So I either have that or I have this, and it's by Isogenics, and it's pretty much the same, but it's actually focused more on stress, which is interesting because I have been more stressed recently, but I didn't know that. So I think I might focus on this one in the morning, and I just have a shot of that. Again, it tastes pretty bad, but actually surprisingly better than this, even though this is diluted in water. This is kind of sweet in a way, but this is just like, it honestly like makes me want to gag. Then after breakfast, I have some more Canon stuff. This is just a little pouch of gel. It mainly tastes like goji berries, so I kind of look forward to it. So I have this afterwards. And then before dinner, I again have more of this, and surprisingly it has helped me quite a bit. I feel myself beginning to get sick these last few weeks and it doesn't tip over, which is insane because I've spent most of this year getting sick and then struggling to get rid of it for over a week. So that's definitely an improvement, and it's something I want to keep doing every single day to try to build my immune system just so I can live life like a normal person, because being sick all the time is so impractical. A lot of my friends would entirely agree because they see how often I am unwell. In terms of multivitamins, I'm kind of horrible at remembering to take them once a day. I have no idea why, because it shouldn't be hard to remember, but it just never works. Hence the reason why the pill never works for me and I switched to the rod, because I really couldn't remember to take it once a day for some reason. Everyone suggests alarms to me, but I feel like with my schedule, because I leave the house at a different time each day, I wake up at a different time each day, go to bed at a different time each day, a lot of time when I'm out of the house, I have to have my phone on silent. It just doesn't work taking it at the same time each day. In terms of multivitamins, I take these healthy essential ones. They're vegan multivitamins. They're focused a lot more on the vitamins that I would be missing, such as B12, because you can't get that from food if you have a plant-based diet. And also, these are capsules, and usually capsules aren't vegan. I can't remember what's in capsules. Is it gelatin? I'm not sure, but I was really excited when I found these because I hate tablets and I prefer capsules. So knowing that I could have these because they were vegan was awesome. Gluten-free and lactose-free, which is good for those of you who need that. I just get these from my local health store, but I'll try to find a link to them online and I'll leave them in the description. I found it really interesting when I was watching the video from last year how much I focused on weight. And I've had that problem most of my life with weight. I feel like I'm very perfectionist over the number, but surprisingly in the past year, I've definitely improved with that, which is very great, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Definitely gained like 3 kilos since last year, but that's 3 kilos. I really don't think that's an issue, so I'm not really concerned about that. And also I've definitely built muscle since last year, so it definitely could just simply be from building muscle. In terms of body image, I remember last year I was having quite a bit of trouble with it, and like most people, I've been struggling with that my whole life. But I do feel like in the last 6 months, it has improved quite a bit, which I'm really happy about. I obviously still have days where I will compare myself a lot to other people, or I'll be insecure about certain aspects of my body, but I feel like generally I am feeling a bit more confident and I can see more positives in my body, so I'm really proud of that. And I feel like I've actively had to make changes in my lifestyle and to do certain things that push me out of my comfort zone to increase my self-esteem and my body image. So if you guys are interested in hearing about that, maybe I can make a video on like improving your body image, then I'll be happy to, because I definitely have had to make actual changes in my behavior and the way that I think to help improve that. It wasn't just something that casually happened out of nowhere. Interestingly, when I made this video about 14 or 15 months ago, I had a pescatarian diet, and it was weird because at the time I was really struggling with it. I couldn't work out what I was meant to eat, and I was like noticeably stressed about it, which is really interesting to me now because I have a plant-based diet and I feel like I'm more in control and I'm more chill about it than I was back then, when back then was a lot more simple. I just didn't eat animals that were on land. Like, that was so simple. I definitely have room for improvement in terms of having a really strict plant-based diet. There's some things I'm not sure about and I take the risk because I'm hungry or I just didn't double check the ingredients. But I am definitely still improving on it, and I don't eat the main things. I don't eat meat at all. I don't have cow's milk, I don't have cheese, I don't have yogurt. I don't have gelatin at all unless it's like sneakily in something without me realizing, and I don't have eggs. So I am considered to be vegan, but sometimes there's hidden things and I definitely need to train myself a bit more with checking. But either way, I'm super proud of myself for making such a big change, because back then I wasn't even sure when I was going to be vegetarian. I'm interested in hearing more about my plant-based diet. I am thinking of doing a Q&A on it because I have noticed anytime I mention my diet, a lot of people have questions and they're always a bit different. So I'll definitely be willing to discuss that. If you guys are interested in seeing that, just let me know in the comments. One thing I really struggled with last year was creating meals. I feel like I didn't know what to eat to fill me up. So I cut out meat and then I replaced it with vegetables and then was more hungry. And I feel like I've definitely learned since then to add a lot more beans and lentils and tofu and meat supplements in my diet. Sometimes I go for a couple of days forgetting those exist and then I'm like, what am I doing? I'm hungry, I should just eat more of these. But I am slowly adding them a little bit more in my diet and it's definitely filling me up more, and it's obviously really good for me. So I definitely want to continue adding more of those and just looking at more recipes that include them so I can train myself to just naturally add them to things. In terms of portion sizes, I'm kind of an idiot about it. I don't know why, but I've always struggled with portion sizes. I don't know if I just overthink it or what, but I seem to either not eat enough in a meal and then I'm really hungry and then I snack a lot, or I just overkill and I just cook way too much and then I'm really full and bloated. So I don't really know. Do you guys have any tips on how to just estimate good portion size? Because I'm really not good at it. Like even for lunch today, I cooked a giant mushroom, absolutely obsessed with those, and spinach and spring onion. But obviously once you cook those, they're like tiny, it's like that much. So my meal was like this big, which isn't enough. But because I added so much stuff in there, it felt like I was cooking a lot and then I was hungry. And Dad said to me, no, you should be eating more than that. So then I cooked more mushroom and more spinach and more spring onions. And then I also added lentils because I had some left over in a container And once I had that, I felt so much better. I felt full in a really comfortable way. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's simple things you can add to help fill yourself up, but you just forget. Basis, I have water and herbal tea, and the herbal tea I have is normally just green tea and sometimes spearmint and peppermint tea at night. So it is really healthy. It's just basically like leaves and water. So that is a good way that I'm keeping my water intake up, but I do want to improve on that a lot more, mainly now that we're heading into summer in Australia. Sometimes I do drink vegetable juice, which we buy, but I was looking at it recently and God, there's a lot of sugar in it. I knew there would be, but I just hadn't looked at it in a while and I was like, whoa. So I really do want to cut back on that because I don't really like it that much anyway. I just drink it because it's there. A lot of things like that I never crave, but if they're there, I have them. Like for example, if we had dark chocolate in the house, I would eat it, but I never actually crave chocolate. So I definitely want to cut back on that a little bit. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking what I'm about to say because you see my vlogs and you see my social media and you're thinking, that's not all you drink, Sheridan. I know you drink other things. And I'm referring to alcohol. I definitely do drink more alcohol than I used to. I feel like I'm just going out a lot more and I'm a bit more extroverted and social than I used to be. I really quickly figured out like, wow, not only is alcohol bad for you because it's just not good for you, but there are sneaky sugars in there, which are very obvious, but you just don't think about it. So I've done a little bit of research, and since then, I've definitely been having straights a lot more. I prefer to have that than like chucking it in Coke and then having Coke, even though I don't drink soft drink at all. So it's definitely an area that I'm improving in, and I'm trying to figure out ways to make it healthier. If you guys have any tips, let me know. I actually thought of a not really a solution, but a way to balance out the whole alcohol thing. And maybe some of you guys might be inspired by this and you might join me if you drink pretty regularly. But I have decided that if I want to drink during the week, then I have to go for a run. Every time I drink equals a run. That's a rule I have with myself. For example, right now, I owe myself 3 runs. I know to some people this might seem silly and I could just run without drinking, but I don't run. I don't like running. I never run ever. And when I recently went for a run knowing I was drinking and I started this system, I kind of enjoyed it a bit more. It felt a bit more worthwhile in my head and it pushed me into running. Like, no matter what, if you can trick yourself into running in some way and getting more cardio, that is great. So that's the thing that I'm doing right now. And I think it'll be funny when I start doing more a day in my life videos, because if I'm going for a run, you're like, I know why you're doing that. Side note, I do drink responsibly. I don't throw up or anything the next day or on the night. So I'm all good, but obviously alcohol still isn't good for you. So it's just my way of like keeping a bit of balance. In terms of exercise, other than that, I don't do too much, and I do really want to build on that. I go through stages where I get really inspired and I do a lot more and I buy some weights like I did in my last vlog, but it never lasts long and I really need to start adding it back in slowly, because I feel like my problem is I go like full force and then I just stop for a while. So I definitely need to ease back into doing a lot more. One thing I am happy about though, which I didn't realize until I watched back in my video, is back then I was probably doing Pilates only once every 3 weeks, because now and then I'll get sick or busy and mum and I would just be like, oh well, we'll do it next week instead. But surprisingly, we have been very dedicated with having Pilates once a week. We have it every Wednesday, and if I'm busy on a Wednesday, we do it on a Friday. And we have been dedicated. I feel like we really haven't missed many sessions. And if we have, it's been something serious, like one of us is injured or we literally can't find a day off. But we've definitely pushed ourselves a lot more, and our Pilates teacher, Jack, he has said we've definitely improved a lot more and our technique is better and we're more flexible and a bit stronger. So I'm really, really happy with that. Pilates is expensive, so I don't think we would ever do it more than once a week. Now that I want to start adding more exercise into my lifestyle, it will have to be in other ways. For example, I've really enjoyed doing exercise with my friends. I really want to take advantage of those opportunities now that I like being a lot more social. I feel like it's a good way to sort of kill both birds with one stone. Kill both birds? Kill 2 birds with one stone. Also, it would be great if I start getting motivated to do exercise on my own. Even just following little YouTube videos, like 10-minute exercise routines, will be awesome. I feel like I'll definitely have to literally schedule it in though, because otherwise I will just forget and weeks will pass. Other than actual exercise, I have been walking a lot more though, which I'm really proud of. I remember when I used to go to university and I used to very rarely walk from the station to my uni, I was like, this is so far, I can't do this. But now when I visit my uni here and there, I am graduated, but when I go back, I'm very happy to walk. I feel like it's really not that far. So I feel like I've definitely improved in some way now that I don't get tired from it, and it's just a good way to get sneaky exercise. One thing I have realized recently in terms of my body shape is that it is changing so much. Recently I found a couple of photos from back when I was in year 12, and like, you would think you'd be done with puberty by then because I was 17, but I must have not, because my body shape has changed so much since then. I'll insert some of the photos. This is what I looked like front on when I was 17 and now I'm 20. I swear to God, it literally looks like I've begun to go through puberty. Back then I wasn't straight up and down or anything, but it's just changed so much. I look on the side, I've definitely had some booty gains, I have to say. I didn't realize until I found this photo, but I was like, what? So I don't know if that's like a second puberty or if it's because of the exercise, but I'm definitely happy about that. I feel like most people would be. That my body is becoming more hourglass, because I've personally always found that a lot more attractive on other people. So having that myself is like just a dream come true. In terms of health goals, one is definitely to keep on top of my immune system, because it is affecting my life quite a bit now. So I definitely want to keep taking health supplements and vitamins and get blood tests when I need them so that I can take care of myself. The thing is, I definitely want to make my diet a bit more balanced and to remember all of the things out there that I can add to every single meal to make them better. So whether that's me becoming a bit more into cooking or doing a bit more research, I definitely want to be more focused on that in the future. A third thing is I definitely want to continue this whole alcohol equals running thing, because I think it's freaking awesome. When I thought of it, I was like, why haven't I done this in the past? So I definitely want to continue doing that, and hopefully from that I'll be able to run longer than like a minute. I literally run for a minute and then I get tired and stop. Another thing I definitely want to continue is doing Pilates with mum once a week. And I definitely want to start doing more than just Pilates once a week. So it would be great if I do one thing with a friend a week or one thing by myself. That would be awesome. Any progress is great. In terms of aspects of my body I would like to improve, it's pretty much exactly the same as everyone out there. My main focus is my stomach. I think it is looking a lot better than it used to, but I would like to continue to keep that toned and make it more toned. That would be awesome. And just in general, I would like everywhere to be slightly more toned. Bigger booty is always going to be a goal of mine. My Pilates teacher still remembers when I met him and I said that I wanted a toned stomach and a bigger butt. So I feel like he definitely does make the exercises a little more catered to that. I noticed my body getting a little more toned. I notice it in my stomach, which is amazing because that's a part of me I've always wanted to make improvements on. I notice it a bit in my butt. I feel like it's a bit more muscly, and I didn't notice a change in my legs until I saw a photo recently where my legs actually looked muscly, and I was like, whoa, cool. And this isn't really an appearance thing at all, it's more of a practical thing. I really want my arms to be more toned and more strong because I just really need that with the job that I have. Thank you to those of you who follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. I feel like a lot of my body confidence is because of you guys. The amazing comments and messages you send me honestly make me feel incredible, and I wouldn't feel anywhere near as confident as I do without you guys. So I really just want to thank you for that, because that's an incredible change that you guys have made at me. If you guys are interested in hearing more about health and diet and fitness on my channel, let me know how you would like to hear about it, because I personally wouldn't want to make these videos like once every couple of months, because I feel like that's just way too often. So I would prefer to just update you a little bit in my vlog. Anyway, that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about any of this stuff that you would like for me to answer in a future Q&A so I can answer it properly on camera, then let me know, because I really do want to film a Q&A in the next month. I feel like that will be really fun and you guys love them. If you guys would like to chat with me, honestly, feel free to on any of my social media. I reply to absolutely everyone because I can, because my channel's small and I use it every single day. So a link to my Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat is in the description. And if you haven't already, remember to click that subscribe button below. I am very close to hitting 2,000 subscribers and I am so over the moon about that. So it would be great if you could join the fam if you're interested in seeing more videos of mine. Also, those of you who have me on Instagram would have noticed, but I've been doing a lot more live streams. So if you guys are interested in chatting with me, that's a great way to do so. I sometimes post about it beforehand and sometimes I do it spontaneously, but yeah, if you go follow me, then you'll get notified. So why not? Anyway, thank you for watching this video and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.